Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our xCite presenter today, Jemimah Ashleigh from the Visibility Lab, to present to us on Visibility is Vital for Success. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jemimah Ashleigh.
So let me start at the beginning about why I take this so seriously and why it's important. Because for 13 years, I had a job where I wasn't ever allowed to have my photo taken. And now I've been featured in about 400 media outlets now. So that was just 5 years ago. For 13 years, I worked for the Australian Federal Police. I'm a criminal intelligence analyst by trade. I had a job where I was in closed doors, had to swipe in and out. I wanted those super secret jobs, but I got to 34 and I was I'm done. I'm bugging out. I'm tired. I don't want this life anymore. And then I accidentally started a podcast series, which would then go on to be Australia's fastest growing podcast series of all time. I usually do this a lot slower, but I've got 7 minutes, so if you guys want to try this, I'll do this story really quickly. So I did this job for a long time, tired, started a podcast series, it blows up. To the point where I'm put in a security office to say, you either have to stay here or go and do the thing this other thing. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go do the other thing. No, pick something else. I was like, no, I think I'm going to go and try my hand at this thing called entrepreneurship. I'm the first person in my whole thing to go to university. So when I was like, Dad, I think I'm going to quit my very, very high-paying school job where I've got 3 university degrees, speak 3 languages, to go and do this. And Dad's like, you all right? It's a fair question. And I quit. I was like, I'm going to go and do my thing. I trusted my gut, and that's something that I'm really good at doing. What I learned very quickly was you need to get visibility very quickly. It was great that you were good at what you did, but it wasn't enough that you knew. You had to have other people invested in what you were doing to tell that story. So today, in a very short amount of time, I'm going to give you the 5 things that you need to do right now. So grab a pen and paper, grab your phone, whatever that looks like for you, to tell you about the 5 things that you need to do to get visibility. This is what I teach my clients every day. The first thing is you need to have a personal brand outside of your business brand. Well, what's your business today? Great. Who actually refers to you as that? Everyone calls you what? I've never referred to it. It's very hard to hire the Disability Lab to do things. Guess what's really easy to hire? You have to be 2 separate brands. You have to be the face of the business. And that means you guys, number 2, you have to be on social media. If you are not on social media and you are not playing on that game, on that board, you are not even going to be close to it. How many times should you be posting on social media a day?
14. Twice.
That's a lot. I love that. Just twice a day. Twice a day on each platform. Nice try. Love that for you. You need to be posting minimum twice a day. One of the great things about social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, you need to be on people are like, that's too much. I get it. I understand that completely. How many platforms should you be on?
The appropriate ones.
2. One of them is always going to be Facebook. I'm sorry, I know I hate it too. Meta owns the world at the moment. You have to be on Facebook.
What's the other one?
Wow, that's a great question, Bill. I love that. Honestly, that depends on your own.
Mm-hmm.
For some of you guys, that's LinkedIn. For some of you guys, that's Instagram. For some of you guys, that's TikTok. Do them well. When you start to get them and you're doing them well and consistently, you've got that personal brand happening, you're telling your story of who you are and who the business is as well, and how they amalgamate, you can then start to go to 3 to 4 different media at once. At that point, if you don't have a virtual assistant, you're not going to be able to do that. That's just how it goes. Do 2 and do them well. Facebook's one, and then pick where is your ideal client. If you don't know your ideal client yet, some of you guys might be in that process, there's 2 questions you need to ask. 1, where is your ideal, who do you want to work with? And then where are they physically spending their time? We refer to, I talk about this all the time as attention economy. I can see 5 of you right now holding your phone. We are never without these things. We see zero attention these days. Billboards used to be tens of thousands of dollars to get your ad up there. This is the new currency. Where is your attention? Where are you spending time and money? That's where you find out where your own time is. If you're posting on social media every day, you're more likely to get seen. Some people are really worried about the 2 posting, right? I'm going to annoy my people. That's a legitimate concern, I understand that. What percentage of your Facebook friends will see that post? Anyone have any idea? If you post at 9 o'clock in the morning, what's your percentage of those people going to see your post? 5%? Anyone else?
0 to
1%, 0 to 2. It's about 6%. What if I post at 7 p.m. at night? How many people? 90? 6% again. 6% across the board. Now, what's your crossover? I'll give you 12% of the day. What's your crossover? Let's guess. About 1%. Do not worry about annoying people. Those people are your biggest fans.
What's the crossover? What do you mean by
1%.
that?
So 6% and 6% here of those people, 1% will have crossover. It's hardly anything.
Yeah.
So do not worry about it. Number 3, and this is where people get don't love this one. You guys know you should feature in podcasts and on media. I hear all the time podcasts aren't, it's not worth my time to do an interview. The average podcast has a couple of hundred listeners. If someone gave you the stage for a keynote with a couple of hundred people, do you think that that's a benefit to your business? Yes, 100%. Podcast, if you're talking on a podcast, so if you were to use you as an example here, if you were talking on an IT podcast and you were talking about technology implementation, who's going to listen to this podcast? Your ideal client gives a shit about this. Am I going to listen to it? Probably not. Not something that I need right now. In the same way that I'm probably not going to listen to one about websites. I'm probably not going to listen to one about health and fitness and neck issues because I don't have them at the moment. But as soon as it's my, guess what? As soon as I start getting neck issues, guess where I'm going? Over here. And that's what your ideal client is already spending their time. Again, attention economy. Let's talk about this again. We're in the car, we're listening to a podcast. That's how that happens. Easiest way to get easiest way to get a podcast. What is it? Ask to go on the podcast.
Where do you find it? Where do you find it?
Oh, how much time have we got here? I love that question. Where is your ideal client spending time and money already? And who are they already listening to? Where is their attention already? Once you know that podcast, ask to go on it. It's so simple. I was like, people are like, I don't know how to get a podcast. I want to go on my phone podcast. Bring them. Ask them. Number 4, you need to be applying for awards. You're not going to feel like it. I get it. I never mind. That imposter syndrome, totally real. Get it, understood. There are, in Australia, how many awards are there?
Probably hundreds or thousands?
Hundreds. How many national awards are there?
Many.
Last year, there was 2. This year, you got 20. I've seen so far. You guys need to be applying for awards. Do you get free PR during awards? Great. Loz, you've been to Australian Small Business Champion before?
I have.
How many people were in that room?
Last time there was over 1,000. This year we had over 2 nights.
There's going to be about 2,000 people that are going to be over 2 courses of 2 nights. How many media did you happen to look at that very back of the room? In the rafters? The media in that room is upwards of about 200 people. The Australian Small Business Champion this year will be on Channel 9 for the first time ever. So I'm one of like the 9+ channels, you know, those ones that you stumble across. You're like, hey, family goes on, that's great. That's that channel it's going to be on. It's going to be broadcast live this year for the first time ever. Channel 9 will be presenting at that award. People at home will, for whatever reason, sit and watch everyone clap and watch someone who didn't quite win the X Factor perform. It's going to be a hell of a night. The point is with this, that you're in a room with 1,000 people that are going to hear your name get called. They're going to get your name in a brochure to go home with, and if you're a finalist, oh no, I mean, what? Okay. Australian Small Business Champion will have over 1,000 people, in the room per night, and 100 media. Last year I was a finalist and I got emails from 7 different media outlets asking me to speak. Channel 9 Honey, Mum and Media was definitely one of them, and definitely Super TV. I took media just because I applied for an award. Final thing that you need to do is you need to do things like this. How many times do you think I've taken the stage and done something like this? Yeah. Chloe, I walked in this morning and said to you, what? Was I speaking today? I've been doing this in my sleep. This is what I'm good at. And remember, you should one step ahead to lead. There's a lot of like kind of little nuggets in there. It's very quick to know. But you are experts at what you do. I cannot go and talk about websites. I'd rather die. I'd rather be like, But could you talk about websites? For 10 minutes? You are experts at what you do, and people, if you just dumb it down, you just be like, these are the type of websites. Very quickly, let's talk about why Wix is good. It's free. Let's talk about Shopify. Right, if you're selling a merchandise item. Who would like to hear about that? What kind of website should I be using? Yeah. These things are important for you guys to know what you do with this. This is what I teach my clients every day. This year alone, we did the numbers, I'm wrapping up now. We did the numbers and we've had 600 different media things. Like 600 media appearances by each of our clients. It's a pretty good number. Australian Small Business Champion was how many applications, 70,000 applications for the Australian Small Business Champion this year. There will be around 1,000 finalists, businesses in total. I'm very excited with our clients, 100% success rate of getting through. Now, if they can just all be that would like make money again with this thing. You guys need to be featured in the media. You are missing opportunities, and one of the key things that happens all the time, and I'll leave room for quality questions, but we wait for people to come to us. No one's advocating for people, you have to.